All right, what's up, guys? This is JU with Gold Mines. Thank you for tuning in. I am actually just wanted to talk briefly about the HBO boxing mini documentary called My Fight for the Kovalev and Ward bout title fight coming up November 12th. First of all, I actually tried to record something earlier. I was trying out a new lav mic um, on my phone, recorded a few things as I was driving around in traffic. Apparently, this app that I downloaded did not save any of the files. So, whatever. So, this is my second time doing this. I don't really mind, but now I know. So, anyways, on to the Kovalev and Ward documentary called My Fight. I want to keep this real simple, and the reason being is because, unlike 24/7, which is Showtime's documentaries leading up to a fight, or the typical HBO ones. I forgot what they were called. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, you can actually watch this one on YouTube completely free without having HBO. So you can go to HBO Boxing on YouTube, subscribe, and watch it. It's called My Fight, Kovalev/Ward full show. I'll go ahead and see if I can link that in the description for you guys. But I don't want to give away too many spoilers. I don't want to, create any bias. I want you guys to really watch it for what it is. Um, First of all, I thought it was well done. It's only about, what, 28 minutes, about 30 minutes. And it doesn't really even touch on the fight coming up. No predictions or trash talking. I thought it was well done for the type of fighters that these guys are. Something like a 24/7 that makes sense for a guy like Floyd Mayweather. It would even make sense for somebody, outside of boxing like a Conor McGregor, somebody who can sell the fight. And so leading up to the fight, you want to see them, kind of talking their shit. So for this one, though, you have two really, really reserved fighters. Neither one of these guys are trash talkers. Maybe in their own little ways, they they kind of throw subtle jabs here and there at each other. I think Andre Ward is a little bit more open to that than Sergey Kovalev, and I would assume mostly that has to do with just the language barrier. But anyways, uh, the first half of it is covering Andre Ward, and I really did enjoy it actually. Found some things out that I didn't even know about Andre Ward. They went into his history about growing up in Oakland and being a biracial child coming up in Oakland, which I definitely identified with. Andre Ward's pops is white and his mother was black. I myself am black and Filipino, and so growing up biracial. I'm from LA, he's from Oakland. I definitely, and I've been up to Oakland, a few times. I have family in the Bay, so just really, really identified with it and understood kind of where he was coming from, and also found out about some demons that he and his family really had to deal with as a unit, and or maybe not as a unit, lack thereof, so to speak. But very insightful, and I think it was also a moment really where he kind of had to open up. I don't think, from just kind of seeing him over the years, he's not really that open of a person. He's kind of a in his own head type of individual, um, and he kind of internalizes a lot of things, it seems like. And I believe that's what gives him the fuel and the energy to fight. And I think you kind of got a glimpse into where that dog comes from, because he's a very reserved individual. He's a man of God. He calls himself the son of God. And you know I think he internalized a lot of his childhood and a lot of these angers and things that you never really get to see, or he never really opens up about, but you kind of got a glimpse into it, for this documentary. And so I thought that was real insightful as to some of the motivations behind, why Andre Ward is who Andre Ward is. And they kind of went into this, and I just believe, at the end of the day, anybody coming from, you know, a place where there may be negative energy, and this goes for, I think, almost everybody, right? There's always those forks in the road. Life is full of forks in the road, and I think they kind of covered on Andre Ward's forks in the road, and kind of the perfect storm that it took for him to stay on the right path to be in a place where he's at. So again, without diving too much into it, definitely a great watch, even just for the first half. The second half was obviously Sergey Kovalev, and man, his was just as deep and kind of touching about his background. And I think the one piece of it that really stuck out to me, that I identified with at least, is he kind of uh, he spoke about what. Let's start here. So when Sergei Kovalev was a child, he lived in the USSR, right? And which is it's this whole other country. And somewhere along his childhood, right, in the timeline of his childhood, the USSR folded, crumbled, and became Russia, right? And a couple countries seceded and whatever. With that, give me 1 second here. My animal just walked in. Hold on. All right. So, yeah, somewhere along his childhood, the USSR became Russia. And, he talks about how when he was younger, that his family, they lived pretty well for a second, right? When it was the USSR, everybody, had something to eat. Even his dog ate sausage every day, which, the way he kind of said it made it seem like sausage was kind of, um, it's not just a commodity, but it was kind of a luxury. And his dog had it every day. And then, the USSR becomes Russia, and now his dog forgot what sausage even tastes like, or something along those lines. But, he made it a funny moment. But I think, a lot of times coming from America, most of us have lived in a country that's been pretty whole, not necessarily to say it's been the best country ever or whatever, but we've never gone through a place where the United States of America just became America, and is now this different country, and Texas isn't a part of it anymore, and just this crazy stuff that must have happened in his childhood. And he came up in a pretty rough neighborhood, and he even explained how he didn't even realize that he was poor, because everybody in his neighborhood and his community lived the way he did, and it wasn't until he left his country that he realized how poor he was. But anyways, man, I really do enjoy both of these fighters. I really do. I really believe that both of them come from very humble beginnings, very, very different. Um, I can say this is just kind of an semi early prediction. I do believe Ward is going to take the fight, just because I feel like he has too many ways to win. I'm kind of going for Kovalev just because he's more of the underdog, and I'm a big root for the underdog type of person. So I do believe Ward just has a few more tools that he can use, but at the end of the day, it's really still a 50-50 fight. In regards to this documentary, I do suggest you guys watch it. It's a great watch. It's something that, man, we at Gold Mines hope to aspire to in regards to what they do for these fighters and how they kind of really dive in, because one in my past couple of years where I really got to meet fighters and of all denominations, from mixed martial arts and boxing, and really really fell in love with the sports of MMA and boxing. I think a lot of times we watch these fighters and we see them as spectacles, as just shows that we watch, right? And after their show is done, we go back to our regularly scheduled programming of life. But without getting too deep, I think it's nice to see those documentaries, or those inside glimpses of just who these people are, the human side, man, the struggles that they have to go to and how they relate to us. And I think it's also really nice to see a boxer like Andre Ward, who doesn't have to be uh he doesn't have to go the Mayweather route and be the antagonist all the time, um and he doesn't have to flash the money, even though he's a millionaire at this point as well. um but yeah, it's just good to see that refreshing stuff, and it's nice to see Sergey Kovalev and know his story, because a lot of people look at him and the stories you hear running around are how he killed a man in the ring, which, if you've actually seen his documentary on it, he talks about, and it's not something he's proud of. He killed a man, unintentionally. He was a boxer in a boxing match. The other guy just couldn't withstand the amount of, trauma to the head that he delivered to him. But it wasn't his intention to, kill this man, of course. Anyways, we're headed into 10 minutes, which is a little long for what I wanted to do. But, all in all, go watch the video. It's on YouTube. I do thank you guys for tuning in with Gold Mines. I definitely want to get more of these up and just chop it up with you guys about different things. And please subscribe below, like this video, share this video. If there's anything else that you guys want to, chop it up about, talk about, whether boxing or MMA, UFC, or any just questions, man, I'm all ears. I love talking about boxing and I love talking about, combat sports, and that's what Gold Mines is set out to do. We're going to bring you a lot more content. We're just getting things going over here, but we're getting ramped up. And, again, anything you guys want to see, we're open to. So, again, subscribe, like, and, we'll be back with some more stuff. Anyways, once again, this is your boy JU with Gold Mines signing off. Peace.